What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 13 of building a city. Today we're building a coffee stand. So, yeah. Alright, everything's set up, so let's build a coffee stand.
What's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a coffee stand for all of your city building needs. This is a great build to add to your city or town or world, maybe even just randomly in the survival world. Maybe you can find a village that needs their daily dose of coffee. It's a great little detail to add to your streets or maybe a public park or something like that would really brighten things up and liven the place up as well. If you do enjoy this tutorial and you are new around here, please do subscribe to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. But without any further ado, let's get started. So just before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will need to make our coffee stand. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the stand is a 12 by 13 block area as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make, and I'd recommend it if you are planning out a city. And that's it. Please pause the video if you have to, gather all that stuff, make sure you've got enough room to make it, make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, my city building friends. Come all the way over to the front right hand corner of your grid, if you've made it, and count backwards 1, 2, 3, and then left 1, 2, and begin by placing 4 orange terracotta on top of each other.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then go left by 7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then begin to extend backwards by 3.
3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. I want you to join down to the ground, but also extend backwards by 5. 1, 2, 3.
Why is there a gap of 3? There should be a gap of 2. Why is there a gap of 3 there? There should be a gap of 3. Hold on. Let me start that again. Oh, it's raining. Hold on. I need to count this out. Let me count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why is there a gap of 3? Hold on, let me count this out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Step 1, my city building friends. Come all the way over to the front right hand corner of your grid, if you've made it, and count backwards 1, 2, 3. And then left 1, 2. If you've made it, and count backwards 1, 2, 3. And then left 1, 2. And begin by placing 4 orange terracotta on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go left by 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why is there a gap of 3?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then begin to extend backwards by 3.
Hold on.
One, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I want you to join down to the ground, but also extend backwards by 5. 1, 2, 3.
But why is there a gap of... There should be a gap of 2 from it. I think I should move a row. I think I should move a row. There should be a gap of 2 from it. I think I should move a row. I think I should move a row.
And then left 1, 2, and begin by placing 4 orange terracotta on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go left by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then
This doesn't make any sense. Why is there a gap of 3? Oh my god, I keep messing this up. Ah! Why is there a gap of 3? I keep messing this up. Ah!
and then left 1, 2, and begin by play.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Four orange terracotta on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go left by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then begin to extend backwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. I want you to join down to the ground, but also extend backwards by 5.
I think... Let me do this again. Oh, I keep destroying grass. Why do I keep doing it? Oh, I hate. Let me try this again.
And then left 1, 2, placing 4 orange terracotta on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go left by 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 2, 3. I want you to join down to the ground, but also extend backwards by 5. 1,
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have to do a few things. Number 1, we can extend this block across and join it back to the very front. We can also extend the entire back wall of our coffee stand down to the ground as well. All of this can just join down to the ground. We can fill in the left-hand side here of our coffee stand like this. We can join the bottom together. All this can just join down to the ground. We can fill in the left-hand side here of our coffee stand like this. We can join the bottom together on the front, so we can create, this is where you would get your coffee, this is where you would talk to the employee. We also can connect the top corner, the left corner and the bottom corner on the left side of the stand up and down like this using acacia fence. On this side as well, we are actually also going to place, beginning from here, like just left of where this gap is, we're going to have a row of birch slabs that kind of sit along the outside of the coffee. Here, like just left of where this gap is, we're going to have a row of birch slabs that kind of sit along the outside of the coffee stand, and it will poke out one row out of the front, and it will extend right by 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. So this is basically, it's kind of like a countertop, and this also allows us to place a couple of seats. So if you space them kind of evenly like this, and you place some birch fence with some weighted pressure plates on top, or any kind of carpet will do as well, we can have a couple of seats there on the side, and we can place some coffee cups and stuff like that a little bit later on. What we can also do is we can fill the entire right side in as well using some orange terracotta. We will, later on, be able to add a doorway and stuff on that side as well. We actually really shouldn't have even filled this entire side in, because there is a little bit of detail that has to go on here. The two middle rows, so if you find the right side of the build, and these two middle rows, which are equal to where the gap is on the front and side of the build, we want to have a 2x2 square of black concrete here that is actually going to advertise some of what the actual coffee stand sells. So we're just going to have a little 2x2 grid, and the entrance to the actual inside the stand is actually going to, if we leave a gap of 1, it's actually going to go kind of like right there. So if you want to kind of preemptively place that, you can. And underneath this entire kind of like ordering board, we are going to just have some birch slabs as well, and we're just going to have a couple of seats too. So again, that's going to be birch fence with just some pressure plates, or carpet would be good, and that would be nice and colourful just like this. In addition to that, whilst we do have the black concrete, you can place one here. So it's kind of on the front right hand corner of the stand, one row off the ground. That's actually going to be a sign later on. We can also fill the entire top of the stand in using quartz slabs, so this is going to simply be the roof of the stand. If you want, you could use glass as well, although that, I don't think it would. Actually with the inside whatsoever. Keep it a bit brighter, but I'll leave that up to you. And the thing that is actually going to make it very easily identifiable that this is going to be a coffee stand is the fact that we're going to kind of advertise it with a big coffee cup. So the way that we're going to do that, of course, is we are going to start from the top right-hand corner of the front of the stand. We'll count left 1 and 2, and we'll place ourselves an upside-down quartz stairs here in front of the stand. We'll place 2 rows of block of quartz left of the upside down stair, and you can use your quartz lamp to do this, or actual quartz blocks. And we'll place another upside down stairs on the opposite side. That will perfectly centre the bottom of our mug in the front top of the stand. Place an entire row of quartz blocks on top of the base of the cup, and then place a block of quartz on the left and right sides like this. We're then going to extend the cup backwards on the sides. So we're actually going to extend the entire side of the cup backwards. You only have to do 2 rows. You could do more if you wanted to, although I think that would be a bit excessive. You only have to do 2 rows. And then we can just completely seal the back up kind of like this, if that makes sense. Hopefully you can see how we've done that. And then all we're going to do is fill the centre of the mug in using brown concrete, as that will look like coffee. Hopefully. You could even try and shape the inside of the mug a little bit if you wanted to, although it might look a little bit goofy. I'd probably stick to how we kind of made it. But a really cool detail, and this is difficult to do, on the top middle right side of the mug here, we want to place an upside down quartz stairs, kind of like facing inwards like this, with a quartz slab like that, just kind of like under. And it just looks like the handle for a coffee cup. I really like that little detail. I think it really does kind of just put like a nice little extra bit of detail on this build. Now that we've done that, we finished mostly with these materials, although we might need them again. So I'm going to put all these away, and I'm going to grab some more decorative materials. Smooth stone cauldron, spruce trapdoor. Get the item frames. I'll pass over. Please polish down the side stairs and stone pressure plates. So, the first thing that I'm actually going to do is I'm going to dig out the entire grid. So, I'm going to get rid of all of the grass and the concrete that we have, and I'm actually going to replace it with smooth stone. So, in my head, where this coffee stand is, I imagine it being in a park, or perhaps kind of like in amongst busy streets. Maybe it's even outside of like a stadium or something like that. It's somewhere where people would walk around and be busy, and perhaps on like a cold day, or maybe just to kill some time, or maybe they just want coffee, they need waking up. I certainly understand that. That's where I imagine this sort of stand to be. So that's why I'm kind of replacing the outside of this using some smooth stone. So I imagine it blending into a street or something similar to that. I'm going to fill the floor inside in with smooth stone as well. I grappled with the idea of making the floor quartz. I'm going to try it, as a matter of fact. We try things on this channel. I'm going to make the... floor quartz, and we're going to see if I like the look of it. I'll also have to replace that block here. This is where the door is going to be. So we might as well replace that now before we place the door, and then have to replace underneath it, and then subsequently we will have to then place another door. So we'll skip all that entirely. It looks a little bit bigger, I think, with the quartz interior. So I actually quite like that. It goes with the theme quite nicely. So that's why we have the smooth stone. And the point of that story was, where I imagine it being, I would use whatever floor material you think that this is going to suit the coffee stand. So like if you're placing it in a park, you might want to have grass. If you're placing it elsewhere, you might want to use wood. You know, it doesn't really matter. So I've used smooth stone because I imagine it being on the street somewhere is pretty much the gist of what I was getting at. Okay, so I'm going to create a little bit of a hedge. The hedge is going to be made out of oak leaves, and it's going to be a double row of oak leaves extending across the back of our coffee cup. Kind of like that. So just like a double row of oak leaves kind of like separates it from everything. I don't actually mind the idea if we had the room, but we don't in this particular way, of kind of like adding like an extra little bit of hedge around it, and kind of like blocking it off from the rest of the world to make it a little bit more tranquil. Depending upon where you're building this, that might be a good option. On top of that, we're going to now start placing... Okay, so we have this black concrete here on the front right side of the building. We're going to place spruce fence gates underneath it, and we're going to place spruce trapdoors, extending up from and around the top of both sides of the black concrete like this. And it actually just kind of looks like one of those stands. They have a name, but I don't know what they are. It's like a standing sign. And I'm going to place an item frame in there too. That's going to be useful later. In addition to that, I'm going to place item frames inside of these two, on the left side of these two black concretes here, and later on I'll place signs to advertise what is being sold. You can place flower pots and stuff all over the place to kind of look like coffee cups. The same can be done on this side here where people are going to be drinking. What else can we do? You can place flower pots and stuff all over the place to kind of look like coffee cups. The same can be done on this side here where people are going to be drinking. What else can we do? Well, we can add ourselves a cash register. The cash register is going to it's going to start here, like where the birch slabs come across the front of the building, and it's going to be an andesite stairs with a stone platform next to it. So you can see that we've added a nice little bit of decoration around the outside. The only thing that I kind of want to do is add a couple of bins. So these can be pretty much just like cauldrons with like spruce trap doors on top of them. We can place those towards the side of the coffee hut. Can be pretty much just like cauldrons with like spruce trap doors on top of them. We can place those towards the side of the coffee hut. We can do it on both sides or just one. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of like up to you. You can even have them. You can even alter them a little bit in that you can have some of the doors like flipped up on the bins if you like. And now that we've done that, we're actually going to head inside for a little bit. And we're going to do some details in here. So we will actually need more stuff than this, but for right now we're going to grab black stained glass paint. Oak doors, grey concrete, light grey concrete. Red terracotta, tripwire hooks, brewing stands, sea pickles, and buttons. let me put a door on this too. So the dark oak door is obviously going to go here, and this is for employees only. Luckily, I own the place, so I can just walk in and out as I please. Also, we're going to use black stained glass paint to kind of create like a bit of a space between. We're going to have some baked goods just here, and we're going to just create a space between the cash register and where people can kind of like look in and see what's happening. So along this back wall of the coffee hut, we're going to start from the bottom left-hand corner, and we're going to extend across and place 1, 2, 3 grey concretes. A light grey concrete, gap, light grey concrete. We're going to get rid of those concretes, and we're going to grab the cauldron, and we're going to place a cauldron here in between them. That's just like a little sink. We're going to place a tripwire hook above it. We're going to place sea pickles to the left. Those just look like a collection of cups. Sink. We're going to place a tripwire hook above it. We're going to place sea pickles to the left. Those just look like a collection of cups. We can place some buttons, just kind of like perhaps protruding out from the light grey concretes here, just as a bit of decoration. What else can we do? I mean, you can create kind of like countertops using some weighted pressure plates like this. It kind of just looks like an interesting countertop. On the left side here, we need a coffee machine, so we're going to place 2 red terracottas extending down like this, and we're going to place quartz slabs on top of the red terracottas and extend to the right by 2. We're going to use buttons as well, so actually we'll place 1 button here on the left side, and we will place a tripwire hook here along the top. We'll place a brewing stand here. We'll grab the item frames and flower pots, and we'll place an item frame underneath where the tripwire hook is. And we'll place an item frame, we'll place a pot underneath where the tripwire hook is. We'll place an item frame here, and also we'll place another button on that side. I just want to make it look like a proper sort of coffee machine. I think that actually looks pretty good. And now that we've done that, ladies and gentlemen, we also have to place some more item frames too. We're going to completely place item frames on the inside here of the black concrete. Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are at a point where we have kind of like exhausted most of the usefulness of all of these materials. So I'm actually going to get rid of most of these, and we are now going to need all of these materials that you can now see on the screen. In front of you. So please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. It's not very many, so it's a real shame, unfortunately, that we couldn't quite finish this build off without them. So make sure you got all of those, and once you have got them, we can continue on. Okay, so I have grabbed everything for myself, but to start off, we're going to use the orange terracotta, glass paint, barrels, item frames, cocoa beans, water bucket, paintings, chiseled quartz block, and the signs. So what we're going to do, I want to create a space behind the counter here that we can like store cakes and baked goods and stuff on. So I'm going to extend this orange terracotta here and place a black stained glass pane. In between them, I'm going to place chiseled quartz blocks. And on the left side here, I think I can't place an item frame, which is a real shame. So I might move this item frame here just down onto here. Or maybe I'll place the item frame here, and I want to place a cake next to it in a little while. Okay, so now we have cocoa beans. We can actually place cocoa beans in this item frame here, just above where the coffee is made. And on the outside, I want to place cocoa beans here and here. So what you can have next to these signs, you can have, say, like, you know, like, I don't know, like mocha is like my personal favorite kind of coffee, so perhaps you can have like a mocha, and maybe you can have like a latte or tea. It doesn't really matter what you write in these signs, just maybe some different kinds of coffee or beverages that you can come. Mocha, and maybe you can have like a latte or tea. It doesn't really matter what you write in these signs, just maybe some different kinds of coffee or beverages that you can kind of have. Coming back into here, we're going to have some barrels. Now, I quite like this decoration. We're going to have a few barrels here, preferably facing upwards like this. There we go, just on the left-hand side. And we're going to place, I thought they'd place them downwards. We're going to place some item frames on them, and we're just going to have some cocoa beans to kind of just like fresh coffee grounds or fresh coffee beans. Just kind of like inside these barrels. I think it's just a nice decoration. We can have some paintings. We can have a painting here just up above the sort of sink area. I think that no, yeah, that one's not bad. Maybe we could even have some just above here, or maybe even like a small one. Maybe no, no. Okay, that'll do. So something like that, just to make a little bit of decoration. Is too bad. I think that we're pretty much done with most of these, so I think that we can chuck them away, hopefully. And we're going to just grab some treats. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. So we can place a cake here on this. Like I said, have some pumpkin pie in this item frame here. We can kind of like fill these item frames up just like this, kind of just like with treats. And honestly, that's mostly it. There's one thing that you might want to do. I don't even know if I like the idea, and that's kind of like carpet the ins. Side a little bit. You can actually carpet the entire inside, and you can, if you want, kind of like make it this sort of mishmash of different colours. Like don't know whether I like it or whether I'd prefer it to look a little bit more just like clean with the quartz block, but it's certainly an option that you might want to have. It's not too crowded in here. I actually quite like how it is. If you wanted to, you could add like an island inside here with like an extra sink and stuff like that. But I actually think it's quite nicely decorated. I think that it looks pretty good as is. And that's pretty much all there is to it, to be honest. Like, that's the entire stand complete. Well done. So this is what your coffee stand will look like once it has been 100% fully completed. Like,
we have finished a coffee stand. Oh, silly me. Why didn't I add that?
That's the entire stand complete. Well, coffee stand will look like.
Oh, silly me. Okay, let's restart.
Once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen.
We have made a coffee stand, and I built this next to my coaster because this one looks quite good. I like the orange terracotta. I thought it was like regular terracotta, but it's orange terracotta. I kind of stressed out at the start of the video how I placed the grid, or maybe I placed it wrong. Anyway, I kind of like this one, and this one steams up. Get it? Coffee. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me building a coffee stand. If you did, guys, enjoy this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely day, guys. Peace out.